Yay, it's tank update. Yay. There actually hasn't been a whole lot to report here lately. It's been just trucking on along on its own. My dog's about to start barking. Sorry. Today, Ozzy, shut up. Today we put in dwarf hair grass. We're going to see how this works. I actually pulled out all of the baby tears because I've still got some over here. I pulled out most of it because it seems to be accumulating a lot of junk down near the roots. You know, a lot of mulm and little fuzzy bits of crud. And I didn't like it. When it grew too tall all around in here, it would grow, you know, halfway up the tank. It would get huge. And I got tired of it. So the hair grass that I picked up actually came from one of the packages at PetSmart. So we'll see how well it does. It might not do well. It's also been growing in a bowl next to my tank for probably about 4 days now. I took it out of the package. I gave it some water with fertilizer in it and just kind of let it chill because, as you can see, I've been mixing in fluorite with the substrate. It's not fluorite, it's Eco-Complete. I've been mixing it in little bits at a time all over the tank, and as a result the substrate is kind of crooked, but I'm taking all of the plants out. All of the background plants are all going to go, and they're going to get replaced with other stuff. I was thinking about putting in something grass-like, something tall, like along the back wall, and then I'm going to put the piece of driftwood back in the middle. I'm going to move some things around. But, you know, I didn't want to plant the hair grass yet, but it was starting to look a little bit poorly in the bowl, so I figured it was time. We have a new resident. That little guy right there. His name is Winthrop. He is a beta. And he is actually going to share a tank with Billy Ray Valentine. I'm going to get a 10-gallon tank. I'm going to put a divider in it. Plant the divider up really well. There was another lady on YouTube that put up a tutorial for how she planted her tank. And it actually looked really good. It was... she put a divider in, and then she planted it really heavily on either side of the divider so that the fish had a really hard time seeing each other. So I think that's what we're going to go for. So yeah, Winthrop is temporarily staying in the beta box, in the big tank, until we can get that done. But yeah, I mean, everything's looking really good. The algae problems are almost gone. I still have some, I don't know if you can see it or not, especially on this Ludwigia. There's still some kind of black, icky looking spots on some of the leaves. So we're going to be getting rid of that. Green slime algae is still in the tank. It's only in tiny little spots here and there. Every once in a while I see a little spot of it, and I cut off the offending plants and I pull it out. I'm trying to get rid of it. But mostly it seems to be having a preference for... Whoa! Fell off the couch. Mostly it seems to have a preference for staying on the frog bit, so it hasn't been too hard to get rid of. I just scoop out a handful of the frog bit every time it starts acting up. And that's about it. That's about it. Things are pretty peaceful in Tankland. And here we go. Oh, one more thing. I started the, I have to get up off the couch. Oh, God. To show you. I started the PPS pack, or PPS Pro, from Greenleaf Aquarium. And it seems to be doing really well. I was kind of waffling whether I wanted to do EI or PPS. And I think PPS is going to work out a little bit better for me. I looked at the EI, and I know that you don't have to do water changes. You know, it all depends on your water parameters at the end of the week. But I felt like I would really need to do water changes every Sunday, and some Sundays I just don't get to do it. So we're just going to stick with PPS so that we can do some daily dosing, not have to worry about the big water changes unless we need to. But yeah, everything's looking really good. Planning out a rescape. This has plucked my last nerve. This fucking power head is going to be the death of me. Right now I've got some stocking covering the intake, but it would constantly get gummed up with like plant stuff, little strings of Java moss, whatever. And now it is just barely blowing out water. I got the peony around it right here, but it doesn't. It's really not working. I'm done. I think I'm gonna get one of those little. Oh look, there's some green slime algae right there. Grab it before it gets away. Yeah. I don't know if you can see this or not. Let me come closer to the tank. Yep. That is where it's growing. It's growing on the bottom of the duckweed, and it's growing on the bottom of the frog bit. So every time I see this, I just chuck it in the bucket. Which, by the way, a bucket next to your tank is probably the best idea ever. I mean, you just pull shit out and throw it away. But there we go. All done. This is January, I think. Sometimes I can't remember what month it is. But we're starting the carpet today, and we will get another video in about a week and see how it's going.